Good morning, everyone. It's 9:30 in the morning, December 23rd, 2021. The local weather stations claim that it got down into the mid-20s, 24, 25, something like that. I believe it. I've already moved my plants. I had the large ones down in this corner, and I know from experience that it's about 4 degrees warmer down in there, so it might have been 28 degrees for them. The small plants I kept in the shed again. So today I'll have a little more of an extended discussion of how these plants are doing. I'll start with best and work my way down to the worst. This Lila is doing perfectly well. I don't even know if my camera will display this. There's just tiny little freckles of frost damage in there, but it's trivial. Really, this tree is doing just fine, so it lives up to its reputation. This Joey is similar. I do think there may be a few more freckles in here, but it's healthy. I was a little skeptical of the Joey actually when I bought it, because I thought, you know, the leaves don't seem that thick, whereas the Lila's leaves, they remind me more of magnolias. And so I thought, okay, I can imagine that tree being hardy. But yeah, this Joey's doing pretty well. Here I have one of my plants that I started from seed, and the frost has gotten into the top of it a bit. However, you know, it may be a little bit young to have been leaving it beside these two adolescent aged trees. I was really testing it. For something I grew from seed, I'm probably getting fairly good results from it. Nevertheless, I don't really consider this something cold hardy. It's just doing what it can under these conditions. Here's a similar one, and I discussed this in another video, that I think this plant and this one may have some Zutano parentage to them, but they may have different mothers, even if the pollinator was Zutano. There seems to be some slight difference in the leaf width and general depth and outline on the sides. It's not a big change, but I still kind of sense it, so I feel like there's a difference between these two trees. So anyway, this one, really, I haven't stressed it too much. As I said, on exceptionally cold nights, I will put it in the shed. So it has experienced some nights in the high 20s, and that's enough to generate some frosting inside. But I can't complain. What I find interesting is it seems to be somewhat seasonal, because I have not seen any attempt to sprout leaves during the winter. This is another slightly odd plant. Notice these leaves have a bit of a kind of a scallop shape to them. They're almost bowl-like. So, different origin. I'm not quite sure. I didn't keep close records of what seeds germinated from what stores where I bought the avocados. But it's taking a little bit of a beating. Some of these leaves are fraying. It could need some better soil. I think it'll survive, but you know, the jury is not settled on this yet, so we'll have to see what happens. And finally, we have this small plant here. This one seems to be having the hardest time with the cold. I've lost the growth that was up here, and you can see some of these leaves have been frosting out. I'm going to lose this leaf pretty soon. Although what's interesting is it has some dwarfing aspects to it. It didn't just shoot straight up and start branching. That's what they typically do. This one started leafing out immediately, so even if this turns into a houseplant, it may still be interesting to hold on to, and who knows, you know, if I still have this in 10 years and I can get pollen from it, maybe this dwarfing aspect could turn out to be useful. But what's also interesting about it, if you look deep down inside here, there is some woodiness. So it's a mysterious little plant. You know, it seems to be attempting to develop as best it can, even with the cold nights. So here we are at the end of the year, or close to it anyway. Another week, we'll be in 2022. And I've got more seeds germinating, and whatever happens, I will learn something.